Miles.
Favorite us, tweet us, friend us, love us, all at testmiles.com.
We'd like to thank you for being part of our radio show. Now it's time to bring you another fun fact.
Thank you, Nick. Harley-Davidson was created in a small shed in 1903 by brothers Arthur and Walt Davidson and William Harley in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but did not become incorporated until 1907.
There you go. And that's all in line because we're going to be talking about motorcycles in a moment or so. Just want to remind you that you can go to our Facebook page, Test Miles, or you can go to YouTube or Periscope right now, and you could actually see all of us, depending on which channel you're looking at on TV. It's going to break the fourth wall, and you're going to see what we really look like. Brad, what have you been driving this week?
So I got a chance to drive a vehicle. Well, let's see. I'll have to preface this with, you know, the guy that did the hair clubs for men where he said, I own the company, but I'm a customer too?
Yes.
So I
was
drove
the
a
guy
car.
with a shaver too.
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
right. Yes. So I got to test drive the 2016 Kia Sorento, and I am also on Monday will be a Kia owner.
Right.
So I liked it so much I bought a car, not the company, but drove the Sorento, which is the CUV, a refresh for 2016. It comes in 15 different configurations, ranging from the L to the LX V6, and it's 5 or 7 passenger vehicles. We took it home, and Eve, we're upgrading her to a new car.
Eve is your wife, by the way.
Eve is my wife, yes, not just some random person on the street. But
I met a chick called Eve.
Yeah, and she fell in love with it. I mean, she really liked that over everything.
Same way she fell in love with you.
No, she spent a lot more time vetting the car than she did me. But the Sorento really does everything nicely. But one thing I would recommend, the price range is from $24,900 up to $43,000. And the convenience package is only about $1,200 more. And that provides you with the UVO and backup camera, heated seats, and it's money well spent. And when you're going in to buy a Kia, figure out what features you need, because there's about 5 or 6 different ways you can do that. And we picked the convenience package with the backup camera and got into it great. And the dealership, good friends of ours, took care of us very nicely. And but we decided that with kids who are 7 years old, and my wife loved the styling, we moved up to the Sorento. To the Sedona.
So you're back in a minivan.
We went into the Sorento.
You're the proudest old man about minivans I know.
You know what? You show up at the school and in a new car like that, in a new minivan, you're very popular.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
But the Sorento itself has great interior space and all the features. I mean, it ranks at the very top for me on the midsize SUV category.
And I think it is the cheapest minivan on the market. Well, let's say the least expensive. It's about $2,000 below its competition.
Yeah, for well under $30,000, you can get a lot of features into that vehicle.
So your wife is a very happy mom now.
On Monday, she will be.
No, she will be on Monday.
Yes.
All right, it's just taking this long.
That's right.
All right, so starting price?
The starting price
is the Sorento. Now we're jumping back to the Sorento, right?
Yes, the Sorento. $24,900, and for under $30,000, but you can get it fully loaded for up to $43,000.
Excellent. All right, and you're a proud owner. I liked it so much I bought the car.
Exactly.
Well, not quite. I bought a version of the car. Good job. All right, thanks, Brad. We've talked Honda motorcycles on Test Miles. This week we're going to be talking about Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Now, Harley-Davidson is, of course, the iconic American motorcycle manufacturer. The motor company produced the traditional cruiser motorcycles utilizing air-cooled V-twin engines. Joining us from the Northwest's biggest Harley-Davidson dealership, which is Team Latest in Gladstone, is Jason and Aaron. Guys, I see you every time I drive down the freeway. How big is that flag, by the way, that flies above your...
It's pretty big. It's like what?
Yeah, it's about 30 feet by 60 feet.
Yeah, it's probably bigger than my house. I was just like, it looks like it's bigger than my house. You can't miss the large American flag, which is on I-205 as you drive past the Gladstone exit. You guys, now, I understand, Aaron, you rode your Sportster all the way from Florida to Oregon.
Yes, my 2008 Nightster from Sarasota, Florida, all the way here to Portland. Stopped in Joshua Tree National Park in California on the way, and had a great time.
But you got some stories,
Yeah.
things that happened on the road. How long did that take you?
It took me 18 days. I rode about 250 miles a day and then popped a tent up wherever I could at night. And
I'm such a
enjoyed the
motorcycle
scenery.
virgin. I ride for about 25 minutes, and I'm like, oh, my hand's cramping up. I need to stop for a minute or so. 18 days is a lot of riding on that. Now, Harley Davidson was a love of yours before you got to Oregon?
Yes, yeah, I think I've been riding motorcycles now for almost 10 years. Harley, I think the Nightster's probably my third or fourth Harley at this point.
So let's talk about Harley a little bit, and then we'll talk about latest. Harley Davidson. So I'll give you a great story. I have a friend, Pat Shearer, who is an engineer at a local TV station, and Pat introduces me to things that hurt my bank balance, make me feel happy, help my midlife crisis, but they hurt my bank balance. One of them was motorcycles. So he got me into motorcycles, but he rides Harleys. He has two of them, and he's always preaching Harleys to me. And I have never ridden one. I'm not really sure I understand it. What makes these bikes so amazingly attractive to people who ride motorcycles?
Well, it's funny. Harley Davidson, there's something about it that it's there's something for everyone with Harley. It's that iconic motorcycle everybody knows about. It's funny. It's almost like go-kart. A lot of people don't realize that go-kart was actually a brand. But now you see anything that's got a lawnmower motor and four wheels, and you call it a go-kart. But that was actually the name of the company, not necessarily the name of the thing. And the same thing happens with any cruiser motorcycle that you see. A lot of people will see a cruiser and they say, "Oh, that's a Harley." No, actually, that's a Honda. Oh, that's a Harley. No, actually, that's a Victory. It's because Harley Davidson has basically invented what the cruiser should be, and everybody else just wants what they've done.
See, and I like that idea, like the cruisers. I mean, I really like the Indian Scout 60. I really like the Shadow, the Honda Shadow Phantom, that sort of blacked out thing. So I kind of feel like Harleys would be something I would be really in love with if I got to spend some time on them, right? They have that beautiful sort of cruiser feeling to them. I'm not one of these guys that likes to lean forward on a motorcycle and tuck my head behind a windshield that's just about as big as my glasses. I'm a guy that likes to kind of lean back, and I like pegs for my little legs if if they will reach the pegs. So I'm that kind of guy, and I feel kind of like Harley it is the motorcycle that I would want to drive or ride. So with someone like me who's fairly short, 25-inch inseam, is there a bike out there that you think I would be comfortable on that isn't too heavy? I mean, thinking that I've been in this sort of motorcycle riding mode for about a year and a half or so.
Well, if you want to talk about seat height, the Softail Slim model is Harley's lowest seat height at 23.8 inches.
Oh, easy to get my feet flat on the ground with that.
Yeah, I actually owned one for a time, and it was a really wonderful bike because even though it's like an 800-pound motorcycle, because you're sitting so low, you're really in the bike instead of on it. And it just makes it so that you just don't feel the weight of this bike at all. And they handle beautifully even though they sit low, and pretty much you can make any Harley Davidson fit you. They talk about the magic triangle, right, which is created from your hands to your butt to your feet, right? So if you find a model that you're absolutely in love with, we can make it fit you. We can swap the seat to get you a little bit lower. We can move the handlebars to get you the reach that you want. We can make sure that you're flat-footed on the ground.
Are they expensive?
Actually, Harley has a nice range of models. They've got 6 different families. So Touring, Softail, Dyna, Sportster, V-Rod, Street. Street is actually a really awesome new family of bikes that Harley came out with a couple of years ago. 500cc and 750cc. Really awesome first motorcycle. If you want your first to be a Harley Davidson, Street 500 gets you in about 6,800 MSRP, and it's a killer bike. I
am currently riding a Rebel, which is like 250 cc's, which is way too small for me. I mean, it's fine to ride around the neighborhood and to the local New Seasons market and stuff, but you get out on the freeway and it sounds like I'm riding a lawnmower. It gets really loud. And I also noticed something else too. I don't like windshields on motorcycles. but I rode the Scout 60 down in San Diego this week, and it had a windshield on. It makes such a difference. Like, I'm not getting it feels like someone's doing CPR on my chest when I don't have even if it's a little one and you need to crouch down a little bit. And so I thought they were kind of a weird fashion accessory, but they're really not a fashion. They're there for a reason.
Yeah, you really, you don't feel it for the first, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes of riding. But if you're going for longer than that, you can start to notice that after a while that just the pressure that the wind creates on your chest can translate into your shoulders and your arms, and it can wear you out. And just reducing that pressure with a little bit of a windshield. You don't need a giant, massive one like you're going to go tour the country on it, but just something to divert a little bit of that around you. It makes the world of difference.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about service. We're going to talk about your Triumph side of the motorcycle business too, which is not as big as the Harley, but still important because it's English. That's all when we get back on Test Miles. Still to come, more on motorcycles. Plus, we'll be finding out what Ryan's been testing this week to make your car shiny and pretty. That's coming up on Test Miles. I'm Nick Miles.